Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today's video, I wanted to quickly discuss on damage. And the reason I want to do that is because there are a lot of people who are a little concerned that their builds are not going to be similar to what they've been since the patch is going to be rolling out. And what I wanted to do is just discuss a few ideologies in terms of building and options, just to help you see that there are options now that will probably make your build better than what it was before the patch was actually rolled out. And so let's take a look at, some of the things I'm talking about. So first thing that you will notice if you had a P416 that you cherished and love is you're going to find out that its number has been decreased. But I think the developers have tactfully shifted numbers that you can get your P416 power level to actually where it was or even better. In fact, I'm more afraid of this patch that builds are going to get out of hand and be so powerful. I'm afraid that we'll probably have another set of nerfs. So I really hope the developers have done their homework and are certain about what they want to put out here, because you're going to hear shouts from PvP. I'm telling you, some of the builds are ridiculous that I've been seeing from other content creators, but I'm not going to say anything because my goal is just, I love watching PvP and I love watching people melt down. But, if you think about why these numbers can still, you may not see the same number, but you may achieve similar outcome or better. And I say this because you now have a slew of options. Many people have said Fenris is going to be the very best brand set when it's released, when the patch releases. And I say, actually, I disagree, but I'm not going to say much because it's too simple. The answer is too simple. The answer is that now you have a lot more options. It's very difficult to actually put a thumb on which ones are going to be really useful. Now, in terms of the way talents are, yes, Fenris seems like it'll be strong, but you have the unique talent issue here that does not stack. So when you run all these Fenris pieces, you better know exactly what you're going in for. The only talent so far that stacks right now is Hardened. It doesn't say anything against stacking. And, it has 20% armor, so you can go on the backpack and you can go on the chest piece and get that extra 20% without any problems. So even though Fenris may be very strong, it's not going to give a lot of the value a lot of people think it will, because Restorative, even the health on kill talent's not going to stack. Vital is not going to stack. So damage mitigation is probably going to take more of a hit in this game than anything. But we also have to look at things like armor as well. But let's not go into that just yet. So if you say you want to do a crit build, assault rifle crit build or SMG crit build, you now have a lot of options. You have, Douglas and Harding, even the chest piece, which is quite decent, offensive and defensive mod slot, but I think it'll probably have its place, maybe, if you have one of those. But Wyvern, I think, is going to be the go-to when it comes to how you structure some of your most important pieces when it comes to a critical hit chance build, because it has 2 offensive mods. So if you're somebody who wants damage, here it is. You have it. You have 2 of them, and then you can then use a pair of Fenris gloves or Fenris backpack to be able to run 3 talents. And now you're giving yourself an extra option. So perhaps, oh man, I wish I had a Fenris backpack in here. I have it on a separate character. But, perhaps you have an extra talent that could be beneficial to you. Say your 5% extra damage on your weapon that you can't get. You can now leverage it to another talent that increases survivability. You have now received, in my opinion, what I call the outcome and all of that. Now, yeah, some people are probably going to be concerned. My build has gone to waste and all that. My LMGs are, my LMG numbers are going to be trash when the patch comes out. And I can definitely feel your pain. But then I also see things like Petrov gloves that has, Petrov's gloves that have 3 talents now. So I'm talking, you can do crit chance, crit damage, your specific weapon damage. That opens a whole world of options, plus even your 10% weapon damage if you want. So the options that are now the options are now available to you, and now you have a slew of items that you can go with. And for those who even miss, the rifle builds, or say, oh yeah, my rifle builds, man, I wonder how rifle builds would be. You have the Overlord mask. It's here. It's a standard mask, 2 attributes, 1 talent, but it's the difference maker in being able to get this extra 7% damage to elites, extra 7% armor, and then your 10% rifle damage. I mean, this is where Overlord has just been unlocked to its full potential with this new patch coming out. I mean, yes, the numbers are going to still be difficult to deal with if there's no way to get the maximum possible stats for each gear piece. I mean, and I've been having a conversation with one of the audience members, and I'm starting to see some reasons why an optimization station may not be necessary. But to be very honest, in just my own little bias, tunnel vision way, I don't care. I just want one. Because we've looked too much into the brand sets, and we've seen that without content, we overanalyze the stats. And so now we've discovered that the stats don't feel sufficient for us. I mean, 2.5% critical hit chance. If I could spend resources to moving this stat all the way up to 10% over the course of like maybe even 3 weeks, because I don't have enough stats, or I'm swapping it through different characters and optimizing it, I think that's one way to go. And then my health, moving up to the maximum possible amount of stats that this mask is going to allow, I think that's another possibility as well. But back to the damage discussion, you also have to look at mods, and I would say, I think from what I've been picking up, the quality of the mods seem to be a little better now. Because let me tell you something. You see this 1.5% weapon damage, 3% headshot damage, and 3% optimal range? These are the kinds of mods I get in the current game currently. Like, I cannot get anything. I'll be getting 6% optimal range. Like, guys, I don't want optimal range. Like, you know exactly what I mean. But lately what I've started to see is we're now seeing more mods, and I ran some mod farming routes here, and from what I saw the quality of the mods actually getting better. And I think these are the things that the developers need to continue to hone down on, because there are numbers everywhere. And if there are numbers that look good and we can leverage those numbers, I think people will be more than satisfied in that sense. And then when you look at the skills, the explosive damage potential now is now through the roof. I mean, you're looking at, little, things where people might be running, little things like grenade damage, because now you not only have the potential to run, extra explosive damage with your China Light, you can run China Light on all six possible, brand set locations. And then you also have your Alp Summit, which is the boss at dropping some of the best quality items. I don't have any Alp Summit stuff here. Oh, there we go. And the chess pieces are usually some of the better chess pieces that are in the game in terms of, stats and all that. And backpacks also do well. So, yes, there's going to be some pain point in going back to farm all over again. But I think largely, as Division players, we're going to be able to kind of farm out how the developers have hidden our numbers in all of this new changes. That's what it's done. It's hiding all our numbers that we currently have, and all we need to do is go back and uncover it. And I think that's probably going to help. So that's all I have for today. I mean, I think this is probably more, in my case, it was more helpful for me to run through this PTS and see these changes for myself and show you guys. And hopefully, I hope that was all helpful to kind of help people kind of say, okay, I can probably make amends because I'm missing out on this piece here, on this damage potential. But now with maybe per se, with the Heraldi chess piece, I can do something pretty cool and have the extra headshot damage on my shield build and still be fine, if you understand what I mean. So that's exactly where I'm driving the point to with this video. So that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for your time and your audience, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.